Almost immediately after entering the Children's Art Museum, I was bowled over by the amount of talent on display, all created by children up to the age of 14. At any given time, the museum has two main exhibitions, each with a thought-provoking theme. This year, If Trees Could Speak, looks at environmental issues, and the A Child's Right to Expression I Want To exhibition marks UNESCO's 2011 Human Rights Initiative. The artwork here is really a high standard, and it's chosen through nationwide competitions. It's tough to show your work here. Only around 80 pieces out of 7,000 entries are picked. I'd heard of children's museums before, but a children's art museum was new to me.
What's the difference between a children's art museum and a much more common a children's museum? Let's start from the children's museum because people know it mostly. A children's museum, actually, it's a museum where all the exhibitions are made in order for children to be interested about them. The label should be bigger, simplified, and actually the subject of every exhibition should be for their own world. It could be an exhibition about how to learn about your body, to learn about your environment, to learn about maths, to learn about dinosaurs, things like that. We, as a children's art museum, it's a huge and so obvious difference that we show only children's art, drawings and three-dimensional creation. So all the exhibits around you, it's done by children. So it's like a gallery, it's like an art museum, the creators are children. That's the difference, and that's a rarity.
This little museum is rare indeed. There are only a handful in the world. This one started through the determination of one woman.
It's an old story. You have to go back 17 years. 17 years, yes. Actually, it's the idea of my mother. It started from a folk museum, folk art museum. And the idea, even then, was to bring children close to a specific museum. Another museum, let's say. But anyway, the idea was to bring children close.
Originally, the museum didn't have its own premises and would organise art competitions which would be shown in various venues. The Cycladic Museum was the first museum to be interested in presenting children's art, and its director, Dolly Goulandris, offered an entire hall to show the artworks for 10 days.
So one of the visitors was then the director of Norway's Children's Art Museum in Oslo, and Goldin, he's not anymore in life, said that why don't you create a museum of children's art in Greece? It's such a nice collection you already have, and you can enrich and you can do many things. And that's how it started.
Today, the museum has over 5,000 artworks in its archives. It is also very much a place of learning, offering seminars and art workshops throughout the year, working closely with local schools.
The first approach for children to study and learn about art techniques, it's the 3-month basis art workshop. That has to do, it's usually on Sundays, it's every second Sunday, and the idea is that we work with 6 different subjects, 6 different materials, and 6 different artists. So actually, after that small group of 6 sessions of 2 hours, the children are more familiar with the material and the techniques, and then we can go off for different subjects and be more playful. But that's the starting point of learning materials and different techniques. Of simple materials, as felt pen, as pencils, colored pencils. We don't go until the end for the brushes and the plastic colors or the aquarella. That's the final ones. Collage, it's in the middle, let's say.
This museum has long-term effects on children's lives. Some even go on to become artists.
Look, it's a child of 7, it's 1997. So she is at the fine art, she has entered the fine arts in Thessaloniki and Athens, and she chose Athens. So she's studying now.
In this interactive display, the artist wants to show the contrast between the pure, dreamy, idyllic setting as drawn by children and the destruction and havoc wreaked by fire.
And of course we are showing the video, we are asking for the people to interact with it, and of course the artwork of the child is in the exhibition as real, presented.
Unfortunately, it's a message that Greek children understand only too well. The children love their art classes and are aware that participating doesn't necessarily mean they will have work displayed in the museum. Katerina Tambouraiki is one of the lucky few whose work was chosen for the I Want To exhibition. What is it of, the one you have in the museum?
It's about what I want to be. I want to be a bird.
Stimulating imagination, raising awareness, educating, and providing fun for the nation's children. This vibrant little museum really does it all. Whether you have children or not, don't miss out on visiting this captivating space on Kodrou Street, Athens.